Rain or shine, it's here to make you laugh. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast. And now your host, Kyle Ruff.
Laugh.
It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast.
Metal Cousin Curtis.
Yes.
Cousin Curtis from hell.
In college, he wore a very scary clown costume to a party with some really
You were
realistic clown makeup. I would have guessed that was evil
Was he
clown.
Wow, I've
was he
heard about
playing a
Curtis.
flaming banjo?
No, but
Not
he
yet.
definitely could.
What was that fucking game back in the day on PS1 where like
Twisted Metal.
yeah. Wow. Good fucking
Kyle,
pull, dude.
without missing a beat. Wearing the monster shirt. Oh, that was Twisted Metal.
Oh, yes, of course. I shotgun 37 Mountain Dews and played all night.
Yeah, we lined up 37 walls of drywall.
And
I drove through
fucking
all of them.
obliterated.
Obliterated it?
Obliterated.
You
Obliterated.
obliterated. It's even worse.
It's, you don't even want to know
Yeah.
when I obliterate.
Carnage.
When you Michael Bublé some obliteration.
Exactly.
Michael Bublé.
Michael Obliteration. Welcome to the Steamboat Comedy Podcast, everybody. I am your humble host yet again, Kyle Ruff, and I'm joined by this man holding a, I don't know, it's robot weed contraption.
Kyle is not up to date with cannabis these
Fucking
days.
kids.
He probably thinks it's a lava lamp. What it is a vape.
To be fair, it looks more like a lava lamp than something
It's
you
a
do drugs
lightsaber
with.
bong.
Yeah, it's a lightsaber bong.
It's electronic. It's amazing.
It's more of a light dagger, really.
Shut up.
Kyle, you kids and your electronic smoking devices, we used to smoke joints of
Yeah.
seeds back in the
I
day.
used to smoke out of apples, you fucking homos. Yes.
Go smoke homo things.
And that is the voice of Jared Morrill.
Hello.
Smoking drugs, robot weed drugs,
Not drugs. They're legal.
and joined by this drug addict is Mr. Reed Belmonte.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. So, gentlemen, how we feeling tonight? How we doing?
I'm feeling good. It's my fucking Friday. I got a glass of scotch in my hands.
Hell yes.
I'm in Kyle's bedroom.
That's right where you want to be when
right
you're
where
drinking on a Friday.
where I want to be on a Friday.
Yeah.
I am high as the Dickens.
That is
Cool.
true.
Being
Yeah.
high is cool.
Although I made some bomb-ass soup
Weed is tight.
earlier. Apparently it tastes like cheese, and there ain't no cheese in there, so I'm pretty
That
proud
I
of that.
can confirm. I tried
Very
it.
proud.
He was like, "Tell me what you think of the soup." He made like a potato soup, and I was like, "Man, you put a lot of cheese in it." He's like, "There's no cheese in it,"
Whoa.
and I was like, "Fuck off!" And I went back and I tasted it again, and I came back and I was like, "No, I'm standing by it. Tastes like cheese."
Yeah, there's
Phantom
absolutely no
cheese.
cheese.
So there's something rotten and dairy in your soup. You just have no idea.
Cheese is curdling.
I mean, there's a lot of dairy. It's more of a chowder.
Go figure.
Potato
Yeah, I mean,
chowder.
you know, coming from me, bro.
What does Jared know how to make? He knows how to make fucking chowder.
Dude, it's in my blood. I didn't have a choice, all right?
Literally,
corn-
his blood is chowder.
Corn, clams.
You want to know my
corn.
grandfather did? You want to know what my grandfather did when I was born? He was like, "Holy shit, hooray!" Popped open a clam with a knife and sucked that thing down right in front of me. That's what happened.
It's amazing you have a
Wow.
memory of that because you were just born.
I made it up, dude. God, get with the jokes.
It's unreal.
I think my dad was watching an IndyCar race when I was born. That's a true story.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, that's a Detroit auto worker. This is a second born child, so he's just like, "Oh, Kitty's got this.
Yeah.
I don't want to miss the race."
Kitty's like, "Come in, meet your new son." He's like, "Yeah, in a minute."
In a minute,
Hold
Andretti's in second.
Yeah.
10 laps left, woman. 10.
Jeez.
Oh my God, I get it. It's another boy.
It's another fucking annoying, expensive mouth to feed.
Yeah, I still got to
Cool.
go to fucking work. I love my dad.
The Craig machine is a
Drag
stud.
machine.
Oh, my dad's coming up in the next couple days too.
What?
Oh.
He hit me up out of nowhere today. He texted me. He's like, call me as soon as you can. And I was like,
Oh,
oh
no.
no. I was like, who's dead?
Yeah.
Yikes.
And then I call him. And he's like, hey, we're in Vegas. We're gonna come up. And I was like, what? Okay.
Like to my place?
like to Steamboat Springs, Colorado. Yeah, but he's like, yeah. He's like, he was all concerned. He's towing this gigantic, ridiculous trailer behind his truck, and he's
Attaboy.
like, yeah, right. Fucking stud. It's called the wolf pup, which I think is a hilarious
The
name
anal
for it.
wolf
Because your
pup?
dad is kind of a
Yes.
wolf pup. Like he's a wolf, but he's short, so he's a wolf pup.
Where it fit. Well, he's Papa Wolf Pup, which makes him not a pup at all.
Yeah, but well,
I'm the young pup.
yeah, but I guess size.
He's a
sometimes does
grown
matter.
ass pygmy wolf. is what you meant to say.
Oh, it's like me. I'm a grown ass boy.
Yes,
Yeah.
smoking out of your lightsaber thing.
For those
Exactly,
for
yes.
those of you who have never met Kyle Ruff's dad, he basically like I've never seen a beard darker than Billy Mays's until I met Kyle's dad. I was like, damn, like you don't dye that.
Is that what it is?
I've never met your dad. actually.
So my dad looks exactly like me with a beard.
Oh.
That's it. I mean, I understand.
And if like he wasn't an artist and he was an electrician.
If he wasn't such a queer like me,
Whoa,
he's
yeah.
a man. Imagine me if I was a man.
Oh yeah. Okay. I
There
got
it
you.
is.
Right on. Yeah,
Yeah.
you go to come and go for your coffee at 4 a.m. like a fucking guy. Yeah.
Hey
No,
man,
my dad's
best
a
pizza
champ.
in Colorado. Just saying.
Oh my God, you did not just say you're all about the dollar slices that come and go.
Actually, no. I fucking hate it.
Pat
Oh
True's
my
gonna come up
God.
here and just beat you over the head with a Bojo sign.
Yeah. No shit. He's gonna rip the one off the fucking building down
Yeah,
the street,
And he's
then
gonna come
find
all the
me.
way here. He's gonna throw it through this window.
Yeah.
Any second right now, he's gonna
My
be
head's
coming
gonna
through.
slam. I'm gonna deep throat this fucking mic.
And then after you get off, then he's gonna hit you with a
Anyways,
because you just like
yeah, no, I got it.
simulating fellatio.
Don't tell me about my king.
You know, Mountain Tap's okay with like, berries and rabbits on it and shit, but nothing beats the dollar slices that come and go.
Am I right? I mean, there's only Miles always said there's like 23 pizza places in this town.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Right?
Yeah.
Him
something
and
like that.
Kaylin have a running count.
I think it's actually 18.
It's pretty ridiculous how many pizza places are in this town.
Yeah.
Yeah, and most of them suck.
And like Domino's might be the best. I mean, I love Mountain Tap, but it's like, like fancy pizzas.
Yeah,
and
I
you
went
just
there
want,
for my
like, a
birthday.
slice,
Yeah.
It might be Domino's. How you doing's pretty good.
I like Blue Sage.
I don't know if I've had Blue Sage.
Blue Sage is pretty fire.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, Blue Sage got some good pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Should we say which one we hate, or do we care?
All right, let's say the
On the
worst
count of
on the
three?
count of three. All of us at once say the worst pizza place in Steamboat. One,
One,
two,
two,
three.
three.
Brooklyn.
I don't know. Oh.
And we just lost advertising.
Yeah, right. The guy was walking up to the door with a check, like, "Hey, it's me from Brooklyn.
I'm suing you.
We've been following
because
you,
we're
kids."
great.
How dare you talk about our pizza?
Yeah,
I mean,
think
Brooklyn's is okay.
I personally think the best pizza place in town is Powder Day Donuts. It's pretty fire.
Yeah, dude, those dessert pizzas in donut form. Sounds like a donut.
They're like Jewish bagels with frosting.
Pizza
That's-
frosting.
Yeah, marinara.
Bibbidi
He
boppity.
put some pizza frosting on my breadstick.
Hi, would you like the mozzarella cheese sticks with the side of marinara?
marinara,
I'll
give me-
take the tomato frosting if that's what you
can
mean.
Can you give me my pizza frosting?
Yeah, you fucking idiot.
You fucking amateur.
God, what is it? What kind of place is this?
But yeah, we don't need another pizza place. We definitely don't.
No. But you know what we do need? We need more comedy.
We do need more comedy always.
Speaking of which,
That was a fucking shit segue.
Great
That's
segue,
what-
Kyle.
that's what I do is I hammer in segues.
Yeah, we know.
Cram them in there.
Thank God you're here. Otherwise, we just talk about pizza. All
Yeah,
day.
I know. That's what I do. I steer the ship.
I was really going
forced in
off the
segue
rails,
at a time.
you know.
It was.
Just calm down, Jared.
Sorry.
Turn down your electronic marijuana high and listen to me when I say we have a show coming up this weekend again at Steamboat Whiskey Company. And we're super stoked. For those who were fortunate enough to attend, our last show was a tremendous success with our friend Mr. Sean Patton, Mr. Shane Torres, the lovely Caitlin Cook, the also lovely MK Paulson,
Yeah.
and the very handsome Corey David. Great show. Fantastic show. But we're doing it again this weekend. And there's still plenty of tickets available. So go check it out. We're going to be with our buddy Brent Gill, good friend of the show, Mr. Pat Truer, as well as the hilarious Mo Vito. We're all very big Colorado comedians. Really super stoked to have them on board.
Yeah, it'll be awesome.
It's going to be awesome. We're doing the same thing. We're doing 4 shows in 2 days. So plenty of space. Get in there. Grab your table. It's a little cheaper than the last one, too. We'll get you in. And I'm stoked.
Yeah,
And
it's going to be awesome.
it's going to be so awesome. I did the Vale comedy show with friend of the show, Mark Masters. Shout out to Mark Masters.
Woo-woo.
And both Pat and Brent were on it, and Brent was fucking hilarious, of course.
Yeah.
Pat's always hilarious, and Brent was awesome. Just kind of like riffing just in his apartment. It was so funny. Like 2 jokes in, he told some kind of like just off the cuff joke, and he's just like, "Is my volume broken, or are you guys on mute, or like why is there no laughs?" Like, coming through it
I'm
was
nailing
hilarious. Just nailing it. No, he was hilarious. He was so funny. So I'm super stoked to come up. We're gonna ski with those guys too. Come catch us on the mountain. Yeah. But on that note too, we're gonna chat a bit about some of our best times and worst times, much like the tale of 2 cities of
Where-
comedy.
I was going to say, what cities are we referring to?
Yeah,
It's-
Jared's never gonna get that
Jared-
fucking reference,
Jared
dude.
can't
What the fuck are
read.
you talking about?
You think I've
A
read
Tale
a
of
book?
Two Cities,
Come on,
really?
dude. What
That
is
wasn't
it?
a band in the late 90s. Okay.
Wait, that's
It's not a
wait, hold on, hold on.
Blink-182 song.
That's
so.
not a cat movie by Disney.
You're
Oh, it's a
thinking
Tale
of
of Two
Aristocats.
Kitties. It's a Tale of Two Kitties. I'm sorry.
Oh.
My bad.
It's okay, Jared.
Jared's like, I've seen a tale of 2 titties. What's up?
Yeah, dude. It's
Oh,
like the best
two
Disney
different-
porn parody I've ever seen, bro.
And you've seen a lot.
I've seen a lot of them, dude.
Speaking of porn, I'm gonna throw this out there right now.
Oh boy, is
Um,
it your dick?
One of the great benefits of my job working at Golden Leaf is that
Shout out Golden Leaf.
I shout out to the great Golden Leaf.
Sponsor the show.
I get to pass jokes along at the trim table and just have open discussion and come up with joke ideas. It's actually really beneficial. One of those moments came today. You know, I think it's so funny. Why do there's this
What's
guy
the
at
deal
work.
with stuff?
So obviously there's got to be more to sex than just penetration because lesbians love having sex.
Do they though?
And there's got to
There's
they
no-
like anything really.
Do they just love licking
Well,
each
that's,
other's
well,
vaginas?
that's the thing that I think is so funny. It's like, there's obviously got to be some pleasure that's involved with non-insertion and, just all that lesbian stuff. I don't know. But, like, you see that kind of shit on Pornhub, though. You see the kind of shit on Pornhub where it's these 2 lesbians and they want to get it on, but one of them has a strap on.
Right.
So it's just like, you couldn't hate men more. Like, you like having sex, you like insertion, but you just don't want a guy doing it. And to me, that's the equivalent of a guy saying, like, I'm not gay. When I have sex with that dude, he's wearing a pocket pussy and a bra. It's different. And I'm just going like, wow, you hate guys that much that you still want to get fucked by a guy, but you want it to be a chick.
Right. Well, my guess is it's probably got something to do with the fact that men are hairy and sweaty and
Yeah.
smelly and shit, which is the same reason I don't want to bang dudes.
Can I just say something, dude?
Can I just say something?
I love hot chicks.
That's an inside joke.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I hope fucking Joe Bro listens to this.
I'll send it to him.
Yeah.
Can I just say something, you guys? Can I just say something? You know what movie everyone loves but I hate? Jumanji. It's a real quote.
This is a real
my
person we
friend,
worked with before
Mr.
who
Joe
has like a
White.
brain the size of a fucking acorn. And
Can I just say something, you guys? Can I just say
guys,
something?
I just love
I
hot
just
chicks.
love hot chicks.
And we're just
You know what I think the greatest invention of our generation is?
Snapchat.
the guy flies fucking
He
helicopters for a
flies
living.
helicopters now.
Yeah, that's
And he told us that
Scary.
in a hostel in Amsterdam. Can I just say something?
oh god.
I love him.
He has
I
one
love
of those
Joe Bro.
classic
I do
looks on
love
his
Joe
face,
Bro.
like he just went what, and his bottom lip is like on the floor.
he like always looks surprised, kind of. Huh?
What?
What? Can I just say something, you guys?
Shout out to you, asshole.
I still love you, Joe White. Anyways, so talking about
So anyway, yeah, that was just I just figured I'd throw that out there. That was my thought of the day.
my thought of the day. Keep it brief. I was just driving back from the Walmart a second ago, and a fucking guy in a big Dodge Ram truck was
Hell
pulled
yes.
over by the cops, and on his tailgate it said "Power Wagon," and I was like, I get like feeling macho from the word power, but wagon?
Like a red wagon?
Yeah, like a little red. This is my little red power wagon.
Like the Oregon fucking Trail?
Yeah. Like in what universe is there machismo attached to the word wagon?
Wait. Hold on. Did you say a big white ram?
Yeah. Do you know that person?
Doesn't your truck say Power Wagon?
Does
Reed?
does yours say
No.
power wagon?
So,
No, yours
now I'm
doesn't.
going to clarify for you boys. The Power Wagon is an old Dodge Ram from way back in the day that was
Yeah.
like half monster truck, half tractor.
It's huge.
So, like, the new versions of Rams, some of them are outfitted to be known as the Power Wagon. And no, I am not manly enough to have a Power Wagon. I just got the 1500 Hemi.
The word wagon though.
Every time I hear wagon, I think of someone describing a chick's ass.
Right? That's like
I'm not, dude. That's like I don't know if that's just like
Look at
old-
that wagon you're
dude,
dragging.
look- yeah, the wagon on that one, dude.
that's like if somebody pulled up in their new crotch rocket and was just like, yeah, this is my silver ice skate. You'd be like,
Right?
whoa, I'm so hard.
You're like, whoa. I mean, wait, what?
Power
Ice skate?
wagon.
Yeah. My power wagon. It's like some bikers like,
I got
check out
dysentery.
this fucking steel hog I've got over here. And you're like, yeah, check out my power wagon.
Steel horse.
Steel horse. I like hog.
Guys,
I was thinking of wild hogs.
what's
is what I
what's
think of.
gayer than a moped? I believe that's a Power Wagon.
Power wagon almost sounds like a power bottom. You know what I mean? Yeah,
that
I'm the
truck-
power wagon in
that
this
truck-
relationship.
That truck gets fucked by other trucks.
Yes. Sticking it right in the wagon. Put it in my caboose, in my power wagon.
All right, Jared, what's your random thought of the day? What were you thinking about?
My random thought of the day. Fuck, did I have a random one?
It's like, why did I get so high?
Yeah, well, I get high at work all day, and then I come home and get high. Sometimes I forget a lot of shit. Shout out to Billo,
Other sponsor of the show.
bro. Fuck, I don't know. I didn't really think much at work. I pretty much just got really high. Here, let me look at my last thought of the day in my notes.
This
though.
is already taking too long. So
Yeah,
God
well,
damn
you
it,
were
Jared.
the ones that asked.
let's
Not my
just-
problem.
Let's get right into the
So
meat.
now, so we just know now that Jared's head is just an empty void of boom.
Oh, I got one.
I mean,
This
okay.
is real. This is March 7th. It took me until I was 25 to realize that toilets didn't flush backwards in Australia.
You told me that, and I was like, ha ha ha.
Wait,
Wait a minute, what?
wait, what? And they go the other direction in Australia?
Well,
No,
that
they
was
don't.
what we were always told as a kid. but
Yeah.
That's a lie.
Oh, I've never heard that before.
Oh, I heard
What?
it. as
Oh,
a kid.
yeah.
No.
Everyone's like, oh yeah, everyone in Australia when they flush the toilet goes in
It goes the
reverse
other
because
way.
they're on the bottom of the earth. And
Because they're
like,
dumb cunts.
well, no, yeah, fucking soft cunt. No. The thing was like, I thought about that when I was a kid, and in kid logic, I was like, yeah, nice ass. Tutors.
Nice wagon is what
Nice
you meant
wagon
to say.
tutors, dude.
There's
That's a power
some
wagon.
power in that
That's a
wagon.
stinky
God,
wagon.
you
Oh
son of a
god damn
bitch.
it.
If you didn't just give me nice scotch, I'd be really
We're in a
pissed at you.
small room, you dick.
I
Anyways,
sleep in this podcast studio that you farted, you fucking bastard.
Oh, gross.
Anyways,
basically about 2 weeks ago, I finally thought about that again since I was like 10, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's not a real thing.
I didn't even question it. I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting. That's the most thought I've like. You told me that, and I was like, I haven't thought about this since I was 9.
Exactly.
And I just assumed it was true.
Yeah, because I like it was true back then, and I never thought about it again. So the truth just stuck. It got the truth stamp, and I never took it off. I never checked that file again. You know, that one stayed way back in the cabinet.
Yeah.
Ever happened to you? Happened to me.
Yeah, somebody told me once that in the Philippines they use the peso, and I was like, "You're fucking retarded. That's not true." It's very true.
Really?
Yep.
In the Philippines, they use pesos?
Yep. They're the only Asian culture that uses the peso.
Wow, that's pretty goddamn random.
Yeah, they're like Thai Mexicans.
Huh. That's my favorite cuisine.
Thai Mexican?
Yeah.
That you better get down to McKnight's.
Have you ever Dude, I heard
That's
that.
some Taiwan corned beef wontons, you
Dude,
fucking nerd.
I heard they got some corned beef pad thai tacos down there. They're fucking delicious.
Dude,
All right.
seriously.
Best pizza in town. Big night.
Best pizzas at McKnight's.
You ever had fermented
Oh
fish
my
on a
God.
pitza?
Yeah.
Horrible.
Dude, they're
You go to Big Nights and try
Going
some.
to McKnight's, you'd sit down, you'd be like, you guys serve pizza? They'd be like, oh, yeah, sure, absolutely. They get
Would
back
you
there,
like
they make,
Thai?
make a fucking pizza.
Someone just
All we
throw.
have is Thai food and garlic bread. Look, we'll figure it out.
They're like, how do we make dough? They're like, I don't know. Throw shit at the wall.
Yeah. Thai, Mexican, pizza,
Irish
nachos.
avocado bread. Yeah.
Irish
Welcome to
avocado
McKnight's.
It's just
bread.
avocado bread with a shot of Jameson on top.
God, the only 2 times I've been to McKnight's was I went there for beers and ended up getting married the next day. And the last time I was there,
Same happened to
I
me,
went
yeah.
there with Kyle and Derek and Andy. We got drunk and ranted how bad Rise of Skywalker
Yeah, it
was.
was right after we saw Rise of Skywalker, and then we
Nothing,
had to
nothing but
decompress.
good memories in McKnight's.
I mean, we used to go there all the time when there was a pool table and shit upstairs.
Oh,
then
yeah.
they made it a fucking yoga studio, and I was like, I'm never coming here again. Why would I?
Yeah.
Do you not remember that?
I do remember that now.
Yeah, it was bullshit.
Yeah.
I was like, this place was cool. Now it sucks.
Yeah, it's all about health and like serenity.
And shit that makes no sense.
It does not give me beer.
Bunch of hippy dippy bullshit.
Sorry, I just got really high.
Yeah,
dude.
you
It
just
it
got.
just-
You've been high.
No, but that dab I took just hit me
You just. Oh, I was like, did you
Wow.
just take
at the
another
beginning
one?
of the episode. No, I just settled in real hard.
Welcome
Man.
to the Steamboat Comedy Podcast.
Anyway. We were what I do remember is we were gonna get to eventually good times and bad times we've had,
We're going
Oh,
to talk
yes.
about our best and worst times.
and the high guy brings it back.
And I can't believe that you brought this back.
Yeah,
Like, I'm so high. Oh, wait. I know what we're talking about.
yeah.
We have a
that's
show
how
this
high-
weekend.
That's
Yeah.
how high I
Hey.
am.
Catch us at the Whiskey Company. So, yeah, we're going to tell some stories about our best and worst experiences doing comedy.
Yeah,
Which I could just go ahead and start, I guess.
yeah.
if we wanna do it.
Start her off.
Go pooper.
Because this is a fun. This has happened since the last episode of the podcast. So I'll go ahead and throw this one out. It was an interesting time. Randomly, this was not last weekend, but the weekend before, I
Yeah.
guess. God, it's been a while since we put out a podcast. I got a call. It was a Saturday night. It was which is like my Friday. For those in the industry, like I have Sunday, Monday off, so it's my Friday on Saturday.
Sick.
It's amazing how many people are like, I don't understand because they have good jobs.
yeah.
But
Normal jobs.
but
quote unquote.
I after work I'm like getting drunk. I'm hanging out with our buddy Adrian. Shout out to Adrian. We're gonna go over to Nasty Nate's place, who's been on the show before, and we're gonna watch the UFC fights. And I was like, cool. I'm like half cocked, and I'm like just sober enough to drive home, and like we'd make a pit stop here, and I get a text from Movita, friend of the show Movita, who will be here this weekend,
Soon.
and she's like, hey, I got a friend in Vail who needs a spot in a comedy show. Like, he had 2 people not show up, and he's like really hurting for someone to come fill some time. And I was like, sure, when's the show? And she's like, tonight at 8. And I look at my watch, which doesn't exist. That's my phone. And it's 7:20. And it's an hour and 40-minute drive to Vail.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll be late. Is that cool? And she's like, yeah, that's probably cool. And then right as that happens, I get another text from a different number. It was Mike O'Rourke, shout out to Mike O'Rourke, who is running this mic out of Avon. And he got my number from the website, and it was just like, hey, heard you can come fill some time. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to be real late, though. He was like, yeah, that's fine. He's like, I'll give you $50. And I was like,
You give me $50 to be late?
yeah. I was like, shit. It's the best job I ever had. I was just like, do you have a place I can crash? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, fuck it. And I was
Sick.
like, all right, Adrian, see you later. And I drove him home, got in my car, drove straight there. And I get out of the car. It's about, let's see, what time I get there? Probably about 9:30, just about on the dot. And I get out. As I'm walking in, Mike is like taking the last guy off the stage and like jumping into like host again. And he's already an hour and a half into the show, and you could tell he was just buying time. Mike's fucking hammered. And it's just kind of like shooting at the hip, like, what's going on over here, and this and that. And I roll up. I don't know what's going on. I don't have a chance to introduce myself to anyone. I have my Steamboat comedy shirt on, and I'm like, I just go by the stage, and there's a goofy looking guy there who had on a suit coat and a sideways ball cap and aviators that were missing one lens and cocked on his face so that the empty lens was like over the middle of his nose. And I was like, this guy must be a comic. I was like, hey, are you one of the comics? And he's like, no. And I was like, okay.
Nope, I'm just here,
And
bud.
he was like, well, I'm roommates with the guy hosting the show, Mike. And I was like, cool. And I was like, what's your name? He goes, I'm Barbecue Mike.
Yes, you are.
And I was like, I was
no
just kind of
shit,
like,
dude.
all right, Barbecue Mike, right on. And he's like, just hang out for a minute and he'll get you sooner or later. And I was like, okay. So I sit there and Mike does it like 3 more minutes. And eventually he's just like, all right, welcome to the stage. This guy drove a long ways to be here. And he looks at his phone and is like, Kyle Ruff.
Yeehaw.
You're like, that's me.
I was like, fucking yippee-ki-yay,
Was it the shirt
motherfuckers.
that tipped you off?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was the only guy to walk in who didn't look completely trashed, and I walked right up to the stage. So I get up there, and I just start like, I mean, I'm looking around. This bar is called Route 6, and there's like, I'm like asking questions like, is this a biker bar? Or just a pool hall. There's a swordfish on the wall. Where's the ocean? What is going on here, guys? And I'm just riffing, and I do my material, and it's like, it's packed, but it's this huge open room, and it's all spread like to my right in the corner is a bunch of pool tables, and I'm trying to just kind of be like, right guys over there, and like call people out and stuff like that, and I'm like, no one's paying attention. And then every once in a while I'd be like. How we doing, Avon? And then everyone would turn around and be like, yeah. And I was like, oh, so you are paying attention. Apparently. Right on. And so I riff and I do that for about 15 or so minutes. Get off stage and people come up and are like, great job, this and that. And I was like, right on. And then we go, long story short, I bullshit with this one guy for a while. He's super nice, buying me drinks. And then Mike is like, hey, let's go hang out at my place. I'm like, cool. Thinking I'm going to go there and we'll chill and then I'll go to sleep. I get there. Every single person who is in the bar is in this apartment. All of them. Like 40 people. Like shoulder to shoulder. And like Mike is all drunk and he keeps doing this like little bit to people where he's like, goes up and he's like, trust fall, and just falls over on them. So
Classic.
Barbecue Mike comes up to me and he's like, so Kyle, here's what we're going to do. We're going to tabletop Mike. And I was like, okay. For a second I was like, are you sure? And he's like, no, it'll be funny. And I was like, okay. And so we're just in this apartment and I just like, Barbecue Mike in his fucking suit coat is like, goes and is like crawling on the floor to get behind fucking Mike O'Rourke. And I go up to him at some point and he's like, hey man, oh my God. And I just go, poof, and just gave him a shove to the chest. And he falls over Barbecue Mike, hits his head on a fucking cabinet in the kitchen in this crowded apartment. And immediately as soon as he hits, I'm like, why did I just do that? He's like, I don't know this guy. He just invited me to come to his house.
Hi, how's it going? He just
Yeah.
assaulted
You're
him in
like,
front of all
"Fuck
of his
you." Yeah.
friends.
Exactly. I'm like, hey, thanks so much for the opportunity
And
to
you're
come
like-
down here, poof, and just blast him.
Yeah, thank you. Hit your head.
Yeah, right? Enjoy your concussion, nerd. And I shove him
Right?
over.
And they're like, who the fuck is Barbecue Mike?
Yeah, right. He just disappears. He never existed.
Yeah.
It's like a beautiful mind.
There's just a suit coat hung up on the wall. You're like, fuck.
Yeah, right.
I just made somebody trip for nothing.
Yeah, right.
Wow, you're so cool, Kyle.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm such an asshole. And as soon as he got up, I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I did this.
You can't even be like it was an accident. Like you're like, no, I did that.
Yeah. I was like, I'm the one who shoved you over. I looked you
you
in the
saw.
eyes, pretended to talk to you for 2 seconds, and then
pushed
shoved
you.
you over. But, I mean, we were cool. Like, Barbecue Mike got up and was like, don't fucking blame Kyle. I made him do it. And I was like, he's right.
Yeah, that's right. Barbecue.
Yeah,
Mike.
Barbecue Mike. Yeah, and then, I mean, then long story short of that, we just kind of partied all night and stuff. And I got to meet the guys who were at the beginning of that show.
Yeah.
And it's just funny because, like, you do comedy kind of long enough. We're all kind of getting to a point where we're, like, more comfortable. And, like, these guys were really green. And they were just like, man, like, we're so lucky to have a pro like you come down here. And I was just like, yes, you're right. I am a professional.
Yeah, you called that right.
I was
Didn't
like,
you?
that's 100% true. I'm
Yeah,
not an
you're
amateur.
welcome.
And they're like, how do you get, like, you're so comfortable on stage? And I was just like, I don't know. I was fucking bombing the whole time. I was
Yeah,
just
like
making
who
shit
gives
up.
a shit at that
Like,
point?
I was just like, man, you just gotta do it a lot. I don't know. That's the whole
Yeah.
story.
It's the
So
truth.
that was an interesting time, and I basically stayed up all night like an asshole, and then drove home in the morning and slept all day. But it was fun for the experience. It was awesome to meet Mike O'Rourke. friend, he used to do comedy in New York, so he knows like Sean and some of our mutual friends and stuff.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, good dude. Really fucking grateful for the opportunity. Yeah, but that was a fucking wild night.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a good time, honestly.
Yeah, no.
I want to
it's-
meet Barbecue Mike now.
Dude, Barbecue Mike is a riot.
He sounds like my best friend.
He didn't give me any barbecue, but
Is he a saucy man? Take that back already.
no, he's not.
Oh, well.
So
Wow.
I don't know. What do you guys? Who's got the next story? What do you think?
I think it's not like I have any crazy stories or anything, but I think my favorite set I ever did, or like the most fun I had and the most comfortable I ever felt, was probably when we did the This Is Not Happening show at Steamboat Whiskey.
Yeah.
That was the first time I ever had complete control of a room where no one was talking. All you could hear was like maybe a glass in the back, tank. You know what I mean? Like, and
Which was awesome because you were the only one who had that the whole night. It was a shit show.
That I forgot actually. Yeah, you're right. Every single person in there was talking like a motherfucker before and after me.
Yeah.
I don't know what I did to fucking draw everyone in, but
yeah,
I told the story about like getting pulled over after we stole a bunch of shit from
the military base.
Yeah, the army base. Yeah, it was just that story, but I think it was so perfect because I felt so good that night that a lot of shit was off the cuff, and
the one line you had, I
happened to land.
remembered. It was the first time you said it, and we talked because I've heard you tell that story a couple different times. But you just like a quick line. We were like, yeah, we got pulled over. And he looks in the back, and there's like Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Holy shit! Yeah, I forgot I said that.
That's what it was,
Fuck.
and that got a huge laugh. Because a few times I
need
told
to
you,
fucking
like,
write that down.
you
Holy
should.
shit! I
A
forgot.
few
about
times
that.
after you told that story, I was like waiting for that line. It didn't come up, and I was like, oh, Jared, I gotta tell him.
That was fucking the field recorder wasn't working that night, and we didn't get my fucking. I was pissed. Ugh.
Yeah. No, the
Man.
recording cut out like 5 minutes in.
Yeah.
I don't remember why. I don't know if it was a battery thing or what.
I don't know, but yeah, that was probably the best time I ever had on stage.
Yeah.
That or there was one open mic at the press like in the fall when we started doing open mics again, and I just had like a killer fucking like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That was the night when there was a group of college kids right in the front.
Oh yeah, so that was
And
like
there
that
was
was in like
there-
January.
You were
or
calling some
December.
guy Chad.
That's
Yes,
what it was.
that's what it was. That's exactly what
that is
And we
the
kept it
hardest
going.
laughter I've ever seen you see. I mean, I've ever seen you receive.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
were
That's
killing that night.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that kid had a fucking ping hat, like the
Yeah.
golf hat, and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you golf?" And I was like, "Yeah, whatever, dude."
He's like, yeah, he goes, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was great. Yeah, I remember that.
That-
Yeah, it was
yeah,
with
that
Chad
was
and the
like-
college kids. And we
that-
just shit on him all night.
Yeah,
too.
no, it was because I went first per usual, and I just called him Chad. Actually, his friends called him Chad, and I was like, "You're Chad." Like it doesn't matter if you are. You like
Yeah,
what your
yeah,
name
you're like,
is.
no,
you're
that's
Chad
too late.
now.
You're Chad now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he was Chad
And then he was
for
Chad.
the rest of the night. And yeah, I think almost everyone that went up after that like kept calling out to Chad and
Yeah.
shit, and I was like,
Yes. Like if shit wasn't going well, you could just turn and be like, "Shut up, Chad." And
Yeah,
everyone's like,
they're like, "Yeah, we like that joke from earlier."
Well, it's good. It's one of those things. That's why comedy in person is exponentially better than seeing it on TV or like a Zoom show. As there's that like contagion and also the kind of like we're all in this together kind of thing
Yeah.
where the callbacks and stuff work. Like when we saw like Thick Skin in Denver, like right off the bat they started ripping on some guy in the front row, and it was just the whole
Everyone.
night.
Yeah.
The whole night it was everybody fucking with this guy.
Yeah.
And we've had some nights like that, yeah. And even just like the last mic where someone said Reed was from Texas, and then the rest of the night was Reed from Texas.
Yeah, and everybody went up and just, well, whatever. But yeah, everybody else who went up after me, their starting joke was something about me being from Texas. So you're welcome, everybody. At first, I was like, this is fucking annoying. I'm from fucking Texas. So I went on stage and I was just like, by the way, let's get one thing straight. I drive around with a Bernie sticker. I drink IPAs, and I'm from Michigan, not Texas. But that just added gasoline to
Yeah.
the fire
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
all of you.
Try to defend yourself way too much.
Nope. Yeah, everyone's like,
So-
now it's gonna get worse.
No, that was great. I think we should make fun of the host every time.
I mean, just whatever you can do, like even crowd work and stuff, like whatever happens off the bat, keep it going if it works, you know. I love doing shit like that.
Oh yeah, that type of crowd work is just so fun.
Mhm.
Like,
That's all the best times I've had. Probably the last like 10 mics I've had is fucking around with the crowd.
Yeah.
It's the best. I love it. Like last time, just off the cuff, I was listening to our last mic and I was talking about Tinder and shit, and I just I love that bit, even though it's getting kind of tired, but like, cause it lends itself into just being like, are you on Tinder? Like, what's up with you? In the crowd kind of thing. And then just being like, oh, like, you want to be on Tinder?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then there was the dude, and you're just like, "What's up, dude? You on Grindr?"
Yeah. I was like, I'm not talking about Grindr, and then I was just like, "What are you on Grindr?"
Hey, what's up, dude?
Well, you know what you do.
But like, right as I was talking about how like some girl who's a 6 on Tinder, and like all these girls started walking out, is like, and all I had to do was be like, and bye to the girls, and it just like, I don't know, it just took off.
It just worked.
It just worked. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Hell yes.
Yeah, I don't know. What's the best performance you've had, Reed? What's your favorite?
Oh God, I don't know if I have a favorite. My favorite shows have always been when I myself was surprised how successful the material was. When I just kind of have an idea for a joke, I may pass it along to you guys and see if it's worth telling or anything. But it's always great when you do new material and you don't know what you're doing. You've never structured it before, and you just get this eruption of laughter. And it's kind of this reminder of like, oh, thank God, I can just work on that joke for 3 weeks now. Oh, Jesus Christ, thank you.
I've got a foundation to work with.
Yeah. When I surprise myself, because like we always say, there's no other way to know if you're funny until you just try it out. So it's just a big fucking gutsy thing. But when sometimes I test things with you guys and I have a good feeling about the structure of the material and I know this is going to be a good joke, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. The ones that I spitball that end up being really, really funny, that's when I surprise myself the most. So those are always great. The first time I ever whipped out the I do a joke about Texas Week and make fun of it, how like if Steamboat went to Houston and had a Houston Week and did the same kind of shit,
you go see your family and everything in
that
Texas.
was the fuck off. That was the first time I ever did that joke, and it happened to be a lot of people in the crowd that work in the food and bev industry and a lot of locals, so it just, the roof was just off. It was so much fun hearing people just erupt like that. So that was a big one for me for sure. And then I came up with the suicide bombing joke pretty spontaneously, like the morning before an open mic on a Tuesday. And it went so well that I did it next week and took the whole week to make it perfect and everything. And then it just nailed at the Desperation Day show.
Yeah.
And so that was a big one for me for sure. Like I said, anytime that I didn't expect to get big laughs from a joke, and it's just a reminder that I'm funny. And that makes me happy.
For sure, buddy.
The worst shows were at Brew House. I can't even call that a show. Really, we're at eye level, and it's so fucking rowdy there, and I could barely hear myself over everyone, and the only people who are staring at me are like Andy, you, Jared, and Alfred, and everyone else is just like and just like super wasted.
Eating
I
bread
tell
and
you,
sausage.
like, Kyle, is this the best place to be doing comedy? He's just like, well, no, it's all part of it, man. You got to work, you got to fight the crowd, you got to make them into your material, it's all part of it. And then slowly but surely we realized, we're like, we should just not do fucking comedy at Brew House. Like, this is ridiculous.
I mean, it was never ideal because the door is right by where we perform. On either side of you is the entrance and the bathroom.
We might
there's all kinds of traffic.
We might as well be in a fucking a Subway sandwich shop or something. Like it was that mundane. Like, wow. Well, we tried,
Well, it was.
So that was pretty ridiculous.
I mean, like, talk about my favorite moments in comedy. The very first show we ever did here was one of my favorites.
Was it at Barley?
It was at Brew House, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that.
The first,
I was there for that.
The first 3 open mics
were
we
there
ever
for that, yeah.
did were here.
Were you?
No, he was not here.
Oh, you were in fucking Asia.
Yep.
Yeah, you were in
That's right.
Asia.
Down with the Asian Mexicans.
Yes.
Spending my pesos.
And you came back and became the chef at McKnight's, and that's where the inspiration came from.
Dude, how dare you insult me like that?
Hey, just because you came up with a corned beef pad thai taco doesn't mean you can resent it.
That sounds like a sex thing. I gave her the old corned beef pad thai taco.
You know what I'm talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
What do you mean, ask?
Permission? That's gay.
No, I meant what it means.
Oh.
I didn't even
I thought
think
you
of
were going. I thought you were just going with the like. Yeah, I gave her that. What do you mean? Ask her if it's okay.
Oh no! Wow, did not think about that.
Oh, that's funny.
That's
Yikes.
probably what everyone else thought.
And now we know.
Anyways,
But that first show was, it was awesome. It was just kind of like a spur of the moment thing, random thing. I had done it the one time. I was super nervous. I was already slated to go last. I hadn't even really met anyone. Because the first show was Andre, Dom, Kendra, Miles.
was it Spence House in there?
Nope, Spencer didn't show up till the third one.
Ah,
It was
okay.
just them plus Brittany, I guess.
Yeah.
And then me, and they'd all met up once beforehand, and I just kind of signed up and showed up. And I came out at the end. It was a lot of my friends in the audience and stuff too. Like a lot of our people showed up.
Yeah.
But I just blew the fucking roof off the place at the end of it. And it was awesome.
I remember the mustache joke hitting pretty hard.
Yeah. I mean, that was half of my first set was jokes about my mustache.
Yeah.
Which I can't really do anymore because the mustache isn't what it used to be.
No, not at all.
Nah. I used to be much larger, more grandiose, if you
More
will.
curly.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a lot of taking care of. It's very annoying.
God, it was too much work. That's why I got rid of it. I was like, I just want a regular fucking Burt Reynolds and not a fucking Doc Holliday.
By the way, why the fuck did you guys let me curl my mustache when I was 23?
Because I was doing it, I was like, be cool like me.
And I was just like, you knock yourself out. I'll make up the jokes. Like,
I looked so stupid.
Yeah, I know.
you look like
Fuck you.
You look like a Civil War drummer or something. Like,
Yeah, no shit. God damn it.
Your hair
Hey,
is
don't
too
steal
close.
my goddamn
Your
joke.
hair is too close to your skin pigments, and when you try to do a fancy mustache like that, it just looks like a fucking prop. Like the only headed and blonde, you know.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's the most elaborate orange juice mustache I've ever seen.
Wow, how did you get it to stay like
You
that?
can just stay on your face like that. How much orange juice
Liquid
did you drink?
nitrogen. It hurts really bad.
It's worth it though. Chicks dig it. Chicks dig it.
Yeah,
It's like,
dude.
that's the face paint you got at the carnival? An orange mustache? Couldn't get a cat or a dog or a clown.
It's only the mustache.
It's just that. Like, all we got left is, like, a couple drops of orange paint. You're like,
Yeah.
put it on me.
Yeah. Yeah,
like you could
I
just
said
got-
hit me, bait.
Just got done pleasing Jim Gaffigan or some shit.
What?
Red.
Yeah, sip that whiskey.
Hi.
Anyways, I know what my worst time was
What was your worst time?
at fucking Steamboat Whiskey when I hosted like a month ago,
Oh.
or like a month and a half ago.
Yeah, that was some dead silence.
Dude, I think I got one laugh, and it was you pity laughing at a joke.
Yeah, because you were like making fun of your own jokes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happens, man.
Oh,
It comes
dude.
with, and you've seen this, and we've talked about it and stuff, is like, if you're the host, you got to come out and be like, rah, 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 rah.
Yeah.
And then start.
Exactly.
You can't just, like, I mean.
You can't just lead into fucking.
We've had a couple
material.
other people who've hosted, and Reed, you do a good job of keeping the energy up. But the couple other people who've hosted, and they just walk up and they're like, "Hey, so jokes."
So trains are
Yeah,
weird.
so my
trains are-
name's Drew and I'm lonely and you know, I'm just gonna keep going for about 18 minutes until
Oh,
I
I'm
get a
not
laugh.
doing so well after 7 minutes. I better do 23 more. Or it is going well. I better do 23 more.
I only have time to consume only so much beer till I have to go back to my life. Comedy is not art for him. It's an excuse to drink as many High Lifes on a weekday before he goes home.
It's therapy. Yeah, it's therapy for Drew. Shout out to Drew.
We love
Shout
you,
out
Drew.
to Drew.
Oh, buddy.
I mean, shit, it's all kind of therapy for all of us, right?
I mean, well, yes.
Honestly, we all just want affection
We-
and people to love us.
Yeah, we can't act like we're normal humans.
Yeah, no, we just really crave attention.
Yeah, we're just sick people.
Look at me.
Yeah. Do you love me? Do you love me?
Laugh at me.
Laugh at me. Yeah, do it. Tell me I'm great.
Then I'll come up here next week
Blow
and you'll hate me. You keep coming back to see if you'll love me. I'm gonna stop.
What was your worst time?
My worst time?
Yeah.
Oh Jesus. Well, first off, one of the most unenjoyable shows I had was at the Botanical Gardens. It had nothing to do with my material. It was the fact that everybody was spread out in the audience a lot, so it was hard for me.
It was
to
a different dynamic.
hear back the laughter a little bit, and it was the first time I was trying crowd work, and I was so unsatisfied. And again, maybe the crowd didn't notice it, but I missed like 2 minutes of my set, and I spaced out, and all of a sudden I wasn't doing comedy. I was standing in front of a bunch of people at a park, standing on a fucking pallet, and I was like, oh my God. And I said, all right, my name's Reed. Thanks for coming out. Like, very mundane exit, and then I passed off the mic, and I walked all the way to the other side of the park and called my wife Andy. I was just like, I don't want to do comedy anymore. I was like, that was so terrible, and this is such a waste of time. And she's like, baby, I'm sure it wasn't, but like that was the worst show I did because I was just so fucking disappointed in myself because we are our biggest critics.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you have to be if you want to be good. I mean, there's been people who've done comedy with us before who aren't critical enough on
Think
themselves.
they're the shit
Yeah.
and they should
Yeah.
get paid. Yeah, but nevertheless, that was a shitty show, but that was my own personal thing. Other than that, like any other time I've bombed, I'm kind of going up anyway, going like, well, you're gonna bomb because you suck at this. Get over it, So like, if I bomb, I'm just kind of like,
Yeah.
whatever. But I don't know why, but that one show really tore me to pieces.
I remember
but I
when
ended
we-
up coming back the next
Yeah.
week
Yeah.
and kicking ass.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I remember you being really disappointed, and I didn't
Yeah.
even know because I mean I was I was hosting, I was kind of all over the place
Yeah.
anyways, and I was kind of at a certain point I was like, "Where's Reed?" And you were just gone.
I'm crying
And-
somewhere.
Yeah. And I remember being like, "You didn't do that bad," and then you got some laughs. Like the you were doing the kind of like you look like this and you look like that kind of crowd work, and it got some laughs. It was good.
Yeah, it was just weird to hear the feedback there because it's like 20 people at the Barley seems like rowdy when they're all laughing, but
Right.
50 people spread out at the Botanical Gardens kind of still feels like nothing.
Yeah.
It feels like I should have been like playing a cello or something, something really mundane and peaceful, not
Well-
doing like what's up with my dick and people
Yeah,
from
right.
Craig, like,
Farts.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was a weird show.
Yeah, I mean that's I could liken that to the show I just did in Avon. It was very similar. It's a big room, people spread out. I was talking, couldn't really get a lot of response back, but we've been doing it enough now that I did that, and I was just kind of like,
Fuck it.
I'm just gonna keep going through the motions, and like this is gonna be fun for me,
Yeah,
no matter what.
exactly.
And that's you were still pretty green at that point, and so like the first time you don't do well, it's a big fucking kick in the nuts.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's like once you kind of process it, you're like, oh, well, like, I'm still alive.
Yeah.
My dick's still attached. Like, there could be worse things.
Physically.
Well, emotionally, it's gone.
Emotionally, a bird took it off that way.
You could have shot yourself in the foot with a pellet gun, man. All you did was just not make some people laugh.
That's true.
I don't know. I just wanted to kind of throw this out there on the podcast today because I think it's an important subject, and it doesn't really pertain to what we were talking about. But this has to do with Jared recently.
This guy.
Jared had the unfortunate circumstances that some comedians have gone through where they've worked really, really hard on a joke only to watch a comedian and realize that somebody has done that
Ugh.
without him even realizing it. Do you want to talk about that? How
Yeah.
it made you feel?
Sure.
Sure.
That fucking sucked. I've been working on that bit about like, Jesus Christ,
It's about the
Suffering.
word suffering.
Suffering. Thank
Yeah,
you.
so
I was thinking
it's like
surrender.
it's kind of, if I may, it's like a comparison of saying like, oh, I suffer from leukemia, and you're like, oh, tell me about it. I have dyslexia. And
Yeah.
that's kind of like the premise
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah, pretty much. And
People are like, I suffer from anxiety. It's like, do you suffer like a leper does?
yeah,
Right.
Yeah, you don't.
yeah. Yeah, I've been working on that joke and I've been trying to fine tune it, and like I haven't done it in a while, and I've like slowly been chipping away at it, and then one day I'm sitting down and fucking watching Brian Regan. Also, my soon-to-be ex-girlfriend is about to come over too, and we're about to have that conversation of why it's the soon-to-be.
Boy.
So literally, like, I'm watching Brian Regan, and then he does literally does the suffering bit in a minute and does it perfectly. And it literally, as I'm going, oh no, door opens. I'm like, fuck.
And you're like,
Oh my
no,
god! I was like,
again.
my joke is gone. Fuck.
I'm not
was like-
original and to end a relationship.
I was like, fuck, dude. Like, come on. I was like, I really love that bit. I thought the premise was so good. I had never seen that stand up before. It was brand new.
I
And it was
mean,
gone. I
It
was like,
doesn't.
fuck.
I guess I'd have to see his bit, but it
It's-
doesn't
it's-
necessarily mean that it's
No, no,
gone.
no.
It's pretty much
Dude,
it,
it's exactly what I wanted the joke
to the
be.
point where you'd almost say like, wow, Jared must have copied this joke, but
Yeah.
he didn't because Jared came up with it last fall and Brian Regan just came out with this special March, like
I
the
don't
beginning
know.
of March or something. And he was just watching. I was listening to it in the kitchen, and I dropped the dishes I was doing. I was like, "Oh no, Jared! Like, fuck."
Yeah, it sucked.
The only reason I bring it up is because I've written a lot of story ideas in my life.
Yeah.
That I was like, "Oh, this is a really good idea, but I don't have the time for it right now. I'm just gonna put it in a drawer, work on it later." And 3 years later, it's a fucking series on Netflix. I'm not kidding. I'm just like, "Wow, my heart." Like, holy shit. Because we put so much into the spontaneous creation that is like stand-up comedy because we don't have anything else to work with but our own brain. So we put our heart into it. And when you finally think you got something, like 1 out of the 100 jokes you wrote that week may be funny. And then you watch Brian Regan do it, you're like, well, you got now it's back to the drawing board.
Like, fuck, that is
then
just
you
that.
remember that the guys that are already good are still constantly working too.
Yes, exactly.
You know?
And like
it's heartbreaking, dude.
Yeah, it was like I can't be mad. First of all, he did it way better than I would have. Like,
Brian Regan, go figure.
Oh, fuck off. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way I could have topped him ever.
No, but
so
yeah,
he had the same fucking thought process at some point, and not like I'm getting a special anytime soon. So it's not like he beat me to it. It's just he happened to have the same premise and fucking killed it.
Hey, if anything, let it be evidence that your mind's in the right place when it comes to thinking of analogies and looking at the world.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
in a way, it is an endorsement of the process for sure.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean,
or you can go around and say like that joke. Brian Regan stole that from me.
Yeah,
he happened to be in Steamboat at the press, rolling through.
Yeah, he came in with Groucho Marx glasses and a newspaper with holes in
He's
it.
like, it's me, Ryan Stegan, and we're like, hey, Ryan, you want to sign up? And he's like, yeah.
Give me a beer.
Give me a beer.
The big yellow one's the sun.
Well, that sounds familiar, Ryan. You're great. Get on stage.
No. I can't really do his voice because my voice sounds like shit today.
Yeah, it's the way she goes there, bub.
Yeah.
Way she goes.
Yep.
Very steady. Anyways.
Pretty crazy, though. Pretty crazy when you just all of a sudden see something like that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. You guys got anything to add? I guess I never said like my.
Oh yeah. What's your worst?
What is my worst? The first time I tried doing political material, I was hosting at the press. It was hosting.
You're hosting.
I was hosting at the press. Oh my God, the Californians! What are you doing here? You're doing start.
No, you gotta take Lincoln and make a left on 5th. That'll take it to the Yampa.
The traffic will be insane. But yeah, they I tried doing it there. It was the night. Do you remember it was open mic that guy Chris Adams rolled through?
Yeah.
Yeah, who was hilarious. But I hosted and I started doing political material, and it was like the whole bar was listening and the whole bar was not
just
laughing.
crickets.
Just
I do remember that.
I was just like, Jesus.
You're like, moving on.
Yeah, I was just like, wow, you guys. No one's on board this train.
Yeah.
No one.
Literally.
No single person. It's like, fuck my ass.
Well, like we've talked about before, in this town, we have to watch things politically because not everybody is like middle of the road as we are. They're just incredibly liberal. So, like the other night when I tried to compare MSNBC to Fox News, it was fucking crickets. Even though it was logical.
Oh God, if you just got up on stage in Steamboat and you're like, Trump's an idiot, you'd get a standing ovation.
But if you went up stage and said like, Rachel Maddow's a little overrated, they'd be like, how dare you? She's so brave.
They'd be like, you're a racist.
Yeah. I'd be like, shut up. Yeah. That Rachel dude.
Yeah, that guy Rachel.
Know the hell he's talking about.
He sucks. Yeah, no, you found that out the hard way, and I kind of found that out the hard way too. That same night, that I was like, oh man, because I did a bit about how voting was stupid, and it did not go over well.
Is it the same?
Yeah, it was an early iteration of the one that.
Because that bit is arguably your best bit that you do.
You think so?
Yes.
I like it.
I think it's a definition of who you are as a person, what you're passionate about, and what, like, that doesn't seem like a joke to me. That's just something that you would actually just say
if you're
ranting. Out to lunch. Like, that's just you talking about politics. Yeah. And you'd be like, it's like a fucking glass of horse cum because California's shit. It's so you. In every way. Like, if I were to say that my favorite joke that you do, that's definitely up there.
Yeah, that's definitely a good joke.
I'd nudge somebody, be like, that's Kyle in a nutshell.
Well, thanks. I mean, that was the best I ever did was when I did that show in Philly, which
Yeah.
which has opened a lot of doors to me, and I'm pretty excited about.
To your libertarian brethren.
To my libertarian brethren, we the anarchist underground.
No presidents.
Yes.
No order.
Burn it all down.
Darth
Yeah.
Maul.
I literally there was close.
That's right, Jared.
Yes. Here's a cookie, Jared.
He watches Netflix. He doesn't watch news.
With his fucking drug lamp.
You want to smoke it? Yeah.
I want to smoke that.
Drugs.
Wait
But
until it
yeah,
vibrates.
but no, like in that show in Philly, there was literally a point where I was just like, I just stopped and I was like, I've waited so long for this, you guys. Like, I've waited so long for people to get my jokes about how I hate voting, and they're all just like, yeah, it sucks.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
for sure.
perfect.
Thank
Which
you,
I'm going to be
Mustache
doing a
Man.
bunch of those shows this summer, and I'm really excited for it.
Good.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I don't want to make any big announcements yet because it's not. I got to wrap some things up, but I got some. I'm gonna be going somewhat on tour with our friend Robbie Bernstein this summer, and I'm really excited about it.
What the fuck?
Oh, look what you
God damn it, Reed.
Reed, you drug.
You also
addict.
just put it on Bluetooth mode.
What?
Yeah, I can connect my phone to that thing.
Does it play music?
No.
Then what?
I just connect it through Bluetooth, you fucking idiot.
For what?
To like change the temperatures and shit.
These fucking goddamn kids and their drug machines. Anyways,
Did you hit it?
No, it fell off and I got scared.
do you guys got anything else to add? Any other fun stories for the pod?
Not really.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I like doing comedy with you guys.
Yeah, you too,
Aw,
buddy.
Me too, dude.
It's
Aw.
fun.
Yeah.
Come
it
a
was
long
the
way.
good of times. It was the bad of times.
It was the
It was
best of-
times.
It was times. I handle time. You handle time.
All the times.
No, again, I guess just to wrap up, you got to be dragged through the fucking mud to get remotely good at this. And that's what I have found.
I mean, and we have less time to do it, and I think we're all kind of doing our best with that circumstance. It's like I've heard so many comedians be like, "Oh, I have to tell a joke 50 times before I know it's good." And it's like, yeah, well, that's gonna take us a year,
Right.
Yeah. It sucks.
or two. Like we got to work with a shortened timetable, so you got to be a little bit more critical. You got to be a little bit more analytical
Yeah.
with your material, and go from there. And it's I think we're all kind of we're finding our stride given those circumstances. And I'm feeling like to have those guys at Vail be like, wow, like how do you do it? And I'm like, fucking, what are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Just like you do.
Yeah, I just have.
I think.
I've done it enough times. I know what it's like to eat shit, and I
Yeah.
know that I have jokes that work, and I power through, and that's it.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean,
That's
what
all
else
you
can
can
you
do.
do? That's all you can do.
Getting multiple perspectives is really helpful with your comedy, not just like your peers like us and not just people in Steamboat, but like Kyle's had the great fortune of performing in multiple cities and doing
Yeah.
material other places, see how
For
it
sure.
works out.
I mean, it's gone a
Like,
long way.
Outside of you guys in Steamboat, the only other person that's listening to my comedy is my father, because when I was visiting recently, I took the audio that Kyle sent to me and I played it for him.
And he was like, "You suck."
He didn't laugh once. Because he kind of looked at me. It was very vulgar material. I was talking about terrorists fucking virgins in the afterlife. And,
As you do.
that
Great
old
joke.
shtick.
I like it. Yeah.
And I put it down. I was like, so that's what I do out west. What do you think? He's like, so you must be the R or X rated comic, huh? I was like, nope.
Not even a little bit.
I'm actually kind of the dumbed down version
Yeah.
of my friends.
Middle of the road,
And
really.
my dad was just like, huh, okay. And I was like, oh, crap. But, like, I got to perform outside of Steamboat Springs, Colorado to really get a good taste, which
For
is
sure.
something that I need to do this year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did.
It's time for me to go to Denver and bomb and come back and be like, I'm amazing.
I just killed Denver. I'm so famous in Denver now,
yeah,
you guys.
I'm so famous in Denver. They think I'm the best poet ever.
We'll get there, bud. I mean, we're before the pandemic started, we were on a good trajectory of being able to go places and do some things.
Yeah.
And I think we're not far off to getting right back where we were.
Yeah,
So, and in some ways, we're better than we were. So
Damn right.
that's true.
soon we'll get that experience and we'll move around and we'll do some new things and see some new crowds and that kind of thing. And it's the sky's the limit.
Keep on coming out and supporting us to the best comedy community in Colorado.
In the world.
The world.
The world?
I mean, maybe.
Dude, thank you.
The universe.
The more you go places, it's like, wait, like every open mic is positive? Like you haven't had anyone try to stab anyone yet? And I'm like, no.
No.
Like we have probably the best open mics in the fucking country.
They're
which
so
we've
much
talked
fun.
about. It's
They're so much
ridiculous.
fun.
Yeah,
They're really fun.
it's very fun. I love doing it. And we're gonna keep it going. So yeah, check out steamboatcomedy.com for more info on the shows coming up. Open mic is every Tuesday. I'm hosting the Adult Spelling Bee every Wednesday, co-hosted by Jared and Matt and possibly Reed soon. It's a blasty blast.
Blast.
It's fucking Jared's so blasted right now.
Blasted.
And that's about it. We appreciate all the support, and we love you. You guys got anything to add?
No.
I love you, Steamboat.
Bye.
We hate you, Reed. Oh, did you hear the mom outside?
God damn
What a bunch of dicks.
Rain or shine, it's here to make you laugh. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast. And now your host, Kyle Ruff.